No, seriously, who are you people? It hasn't even been a full year yet, and I just keep making these milestones that I think are just completely unachievable for whatever reason. I don't know. Here I am. Almost 600 subscribers in, like, over half a year, a little over half a year. Just, holy shit, guys, thank you so much for even thinking about liking my content at all. Like, I don't even have words for it. Granted, I'm not even reading from a script or anything, so that only makes it even harder for me to articulate my own thoughts into words, but thank you, seriously. It means the world to me. So, like, last month, when I was coming home from a friend's housewarming party, I came across this weird-looking black cat. Like, it seemed fine enough, but, like, I don't know. I think it had, like, 4 eyes or something, which was really weird. I didn't know what to make of that, but, like, I guess I didn't really pay too much attention to it. He was kind of cute, I guess, but, like, when I came back home, I noticed my subscriber count just shot through the roof, and the commercials video just gained a massive increase in viewers, which I didn't even know what to make of that. Usually you'd imagine, like, black cats would be, you know, the bad luck thing, but I guess that's just a weird superstition. I don't know. I guess I like black cats now. But yeah, all of the comments that I've been getting have been endlessly encouraging, and they've really been motivating me to try and get better and do more with this channel. Like, initially I was just sort of treating it as like a bit of a hobby, like it's kind of always intended to be. With the amount of growth I've been getting, I don't know, I kind of want to take this a bit more seriously now. The thing is, I recently had to quit my job like a few months ago because of health concerns, always encouraging, but I don't know. With this, I feel like I can at least keep doing something that I'm definitely good at. Like, I know I'm good at video editing and getting all of this across, so I don't know. I just want to do better, and I want to keep making content for you guys and hopefully make you all happy and make you laugh or something, so thank you. Thank you so much. Again, it really means a lot, and this will probably be the last time I just keep gushing. For a few months at least. And on that note, I have decided to open a Patreon and a Ko-fi if you want to support me. I'm still kind of trying to navigate how to organize these things, I guess. Like, I'm still kind of new to the whole idea of, like, monetizing the things that I make, but really, you only need to do it if you want to. I will never force you to try and give me money if you do not want to. I am here to entertain first and foremost. This is really just like a side thing, if anything. I am not expecting to make a living off of this channel anytime soon, and I genuinely believe that. Even with all of the growth I have been getting lately, I am not expecting to make a living off of this channel. This is simply if you just feel like supporting me. The Patreon is there if you want to support me consistently on a monthly basis, and I will give you rewards based off of it. I have 3 tiers currently. The first tier is basically just like, hey, I give you general updates on what's been going on every week or 2 weeks or so. The second tier will give you access to some decent perks, like being able to have your name somewhere in the video. I'm still kind of thinking about how to organize that. There'll also be these infrequent little Q&A sessions if you still want to get to know me a bit better, and I'm also planning on doing these little sneak previews of upcoming videos, just, you know, just as a little treat. And the third tier will let you access copies of my scripts when they're done, and you will also be able to view early draft versions of any upcoming videos for critique and just, you know, general intrigue purposes, because I feel like it's interesting to see behind the scenes content like that. And I don't know, I thought it would be a neat little bonus if anyone wants it. And if you don't feel like supporting me monthly, if you don't want to commit to that, then I do have the Ko-fi link where you can just make these one-time donations if you still want to support me but don't really feel like committing to the whole monthly payment thing. So both options are on the table if you want them. Please do not feel like you need to. And that's about all I can think of in regards to update stuff. There really isn't too much to talk about here, just thank you for all the support. Please keep being awesome, and I'll keep trying to make great content for you all. And on that note, I think it's finally time to get around to that Q&A thing I promised a few months ago, right? So, yeah, here goes. Hakita asks, Feedbacker, Flood, or Drone Evil Final? Oh god, this is actually a really good one to start with. Oh jeez. For context, these are all albums by the Japanese band Boris, who have had quite a interesting career over the years, and these three are especially rather immense, to say the least. God, I'm not really sure where to begin. My immediate instinct is to say Flood. I feel like Flood is definitely my favorite out of the three, but at the same time, it's such a good album that I kind of need to dedicate the time to listen to it all the way through. I physically cannot listen to like a single piece of it. If I have to listen to Flood, I have to listen to the whole thing full stop. Otherwise, just like, if I can listen to something like in pieces, it would probably have to be Feedbacker. Feedbacker just has this really nice, fuzzy, just vibe that I can really get with, I can really vibe with, but it's also not, I don't feel like I have to listen to it all at once if I have to, unlike Flood. Drone Evil Final is also fucking fantastic in its own right, but admittedly I haven't really listened to it all that much, so that's just kind of out there. I'll probably have to fix that though. Drone Evil is a really interesting record. But yeah, Flood's my favorite, but I really have to dedicate the time to listen to it. There you go. Ashley Marin Lust asks, are you a furry? Maybe. What's it to ya? Are you LGBTQ+? This is an interesting one. In terms of like sexuality, I'm definitely pansexual. I ultimately don't really care what gender my partner presents as, though I do kind of have a bit of a lean towards the more masculine side of the spectrum, but ultimately I'll date whoever. I feel attraction to just about anyone, really. What is your favorite music genre? Typically, as a broader scale, my favorite genre is metal. I really like metal. I've been raised on metal, for better or for worse, but I don't know, I really like metal. But if you really want to dig deep into it, I've lately been on a bit of a sludge metal kick. Like, I've really been enjoying stuff like Acid Bath and Monotheist era Celtic Frost and just, you know, the really slow, chuggy, thick riffs and stuff like that. I don't know. I like a lot of atmosphere in my music, and sludge metal it just scratches this itch for me that feels really good, you know? What's your favorite game? Oh god, this question always trips me up. Oh. So whenever people ask what my favorite game is, I just really need to think about it because I don't know. Like, I really do not like picking a definitive favorite for most things, with a couple exceptions like my favorite album or whatever, but when it comes to my favorite game especially, it's really, really, really hard for me to pick because there are so many games where I like so much about them that while I can say they're my favorites, it's really hard for me to pick the number one de facto ultimate mega kino favorite, you know? But I suppose for now, my favorite game is probably Omori. That game, that game. Yeah, I hope that answers your question well enough. The Saladmancer asks, what is your favorite Swans album and why is it the Seer? I just think Cop era Swans is pretty underrated. Like, I can understand why the whole no wave era early Swans doesn't really vibe with a lot of people. It's very noisy and nihilistic and just really bleak and unrelenting, kind of rambly in a way, but I just feel like that's kind of what I just really like in general, and I don't know, ultimately I feel like the Young God EP is like the epitome of what I really like in that sort of style of music. It's just complete noise, destruction, violence, disgust. It's just really cool, and Kurt Cobain was right. Herb Messiah left a really nice comment, and I thank you for it. Mwah. And he also asks, what made you want to do Ultra Kill as your first video? Honestly, it wasn't really planned, I guess. Like, I wasn't intending for Ultra Kill to be the first video, just kind of the card I was dealt with, I guess. I don't know, I was playing it a lot, I really, really dug it, and I don't know, I felt like it, I guess. That's really the extent of it, though I guess it paid off in the end. Do you have any favorite hidden gem type games? Oh boy, do I ever! I am planning on covering a lot of those types of games on the channel. That's kind of what my wheelhouse really is. I grew up on a lot of weird shit. Like, I played Mr. Mosquito as a kid. Who the hell plays Mr. Mosquito as a kid? Especially where I lived, no one was gonna fucking care about what that was. But yeah, I have a lot just sort of in the backlog that I really want to talk about, and you'll be able to see what all of that is in due time. What inspired you to do music and sound design? This is a massive question, and just for the sake of brevity, I am just going to give you the shortest answer I can possibly give. Trent Reznor. Trent Reznor is why I want to do music and sound design. I want to be this man. He just does everything that I want to do, and he does it so well that I don't know. He saved my life, basically, and that's the long and short of it, really. Kisney asks, is there a game you like from a genre you generally do not enjoy? Man, this is a really good question because I don't really dislike a lot of video game genres. Like, I am not good at fighting games, and I'm not really planning on putting in the effort to get good at fighting games, but at the same time, I still really like them. And while I don't really play a lot of racing games, and I'm not really into the more simulation side of racing games, there's still quite a few that I really enjoy. I don't know. I don't really dislike a lot of genres. The only ones I can really think of are like MOBAs, and I don't get it, I guess. I've never really understood MOBAs, so that one's just kind of out of the cards. The closest thing I can really think of are like those city builder games or whatever, like SimCity or I think Frostpunk falls under that. Factorio. Yeah, I guess that just hasn't really vibed with me, although I do remember, like as a little kid, enjoying playing Roller Coaster Tycoon 3 when I was at my dad's house. That game was kind of fun. Roller coasters are fun, I guess. But yeah, I don't know. I don't really dislike a lot of game genres. I just like video games. Is there any books you'd like to recommend, or for that matter, try and make a video on? This is actually a really good question because recently I just got back a series of books that I've read back in high school. I got it back from my mom's house, so I've been rereading that, and I kind of thought that it would probably make a good video to make about, because there's this little something about this book series that makes it really interesting, among other things, like the general setting and everything is really cool. I'm not gonna say what these books are because I'd rather wait for the video to come out and for all of you to find out, but I don't know. I think it would be really fun. Otherwise, I haven't really been reading a lot of books lately other than like cookbooks. After high school, I just kind of fell off the book train as it is. I don't know. I would like to read a bit more. I guess I just haven't really done that lately. I recently bought like a bunch of the Warrior Cats books because, going back to memory lane, and I don't know, maybe that can make an interesting video too. I don't know. We'll see. Simon BB asks, thoughts on Pikachu? Smile? I like them. Saint Stan asks, besides gaming, have you considered wanting to talk about music, i.e. album reviews, tier lists, etc.? Of course. I mean, I am a musician, allegedly, and a sound designer, also allegedly, so of course I want to get to talking about music a bit more in depth at some point. As for what to do, I'm not really sure. I'm still kind of hashing that out. Although I do know that one of the next videos I really want to do, and hopefully it'll be a bit of a shorter one because I really need to know when to make a video that is less than 20 minutes long, but I do want to make a video about leitmotifs in video games because leitmotifs are a really cool musical thing and they're just really cool. I'm not really sure how to elaborate on that other than just, I think leitmotifs are really neat. It's probably one of my favorite musical things out there, and yeah, I don't know. It'd be nice It'd be cool. Otherwise, I'll probably do like maybe some album reviews in the future, maybe some tier lists. I'm still kind of thinking that over. We'll see. We'll just kind of play it by ear in the future. Black Mage Benjamin asks, who's a YouTuber you'd like to collaborate with, if given the opportunity to do so? Actually, I have been sort of tossing around the idea of collaborating with my friend Rob, aka Hell Plus, whom I have cameoed in a couple of my videos before. The two of us have kind of tossed the idea of collabing around a bit, but nothing's really set in stone. It's more just tossing ideas at each other, but it might happen. It'll probably happen. We don't really know when, but soon, maybe. Soon. Otherwise, if given, like, the opportunity to, complete pipe dream, of course, but, like, working with Purposeless Rabbit Holes, he'd be really fun. We kind of have similar tastes, and he's a bit more comedic than I am, but I feel like the two of us would get along. Also Nitrorad, he doesn't really do collaborations too often, except in like very certain circumstances, but I feel like the two of us could definitely talk a lot about something, since we kind of have a very similar taste in video games, like especially with the platformers and the PS2 horror games and stuff like that. That would be really fun, although I mean, you are right in front of me, Ben. And that's everything. Thank you all so much for sending in your questions. I've had a lot of fun answering these, and I might just do more in the future. We'll see, but for now, I think that's everything that needs to be said. My name is Sage, and thank you all so much for the support. Stay safe, and please take care of yourselves. Hopefully, this year will be even better.